Do
does not exist.
what our God cannot do really does not exist. My name is Ruth. My husband is Jonathan. We've been married now for almost 5 years. We started on that journey trying to have babies and all of that. And shortly after we started to see a doctor, I got diagnosed PCOS and a few other things that came with that really made it difficult to attempt anything. I got placed on medication. It got to a point where with some of the timed things, like you had to take some medication every 3 hours at particular points during the month, and also got to a point where I was like, if God is not going to do this, then let's just move it along. But also at the same time, was trying to see what other options there might be. So I came up with we should try IVF. My husband was a bit hesitant initially. So we planned a trip to Greece in the summer of 2022, like just to do the initial consultation and get things going. So we got there, ran all of the tests. We had what's the word now, tentative appointment booked for the fall, for October of 2022. So I got there and everything they needed to do for the pre-test and all of that. Bottom line, my cycle just wasn't syncing. But so after almost 2 weeks in Greece, I decided to come back home. But there was something that was unwavering in that time. It was like I came back even more resolute and more strengthened in my faith. So I came back home, came back to Canada, and then I was joining NSPPDA more faithfully. And in that time, and we just kept praying and believing God. And in that time, around November of last year, there were so many prophecies that came about, people trusting God for the fruit of the womb.
Women looking for the fruit of the womb. As your amen will turn, I announce, carry your own children.
And I held on to some of the words that came through around this time last year, so in December of 2022, when I just fell sick. And somehow, when you've been trying like every month to month and just getting disappointed so much, you're not as encouraged and eager to do that. But I was falling sick, and it was my husband who was quite insistent on taking the test, and I did, and lo and behold, we were pregnant. So it was at the beginning of the second trimester. They were running a few tests, and then there was the doctor was talking about they were suspecting something to do with Down syndrome. None of that, of course, was sticking with me. But I remember hearing that, and the first thing I went to was just trying to see on the prayer altar, have I heard anything, like any prophecy that speaks to this specifically? After everything we've heard about, it's going, what you fear would not happen. God is going to complete it. God is going to perfect everything. I just was letting all of that marinate at that time. They ran the test and everything came back. It was not what they thought or were expecting or anything. Our baby girl, Atonluwa Bell Shargis, arrived, and this is our bundle. This is our testimony. She's just getting ready to go to sleep, but this is our testimony, and indeed what our God cannot do does not exist.